Hi there, everybody. This is Dion, holistic menopause coach. And I just want to talk a little bit about my experience with menopause and perimenopause symptoms. And there were plenty. And so happened, I didn't even know what was happening to me. So I wanted to share a little bit of my personal experience over the years with you. So during my 30s, my 40s, and now my 50s, I struggled with perimenopause and menopausal symptoms, such as lack of energy. That was a big thing for me in my 30s, and I just didn't even know what was going on. Lack of energy, difficulty sleeping, that got worse as I got older. Um, Bloating, a lot of that during perimenopausal phase as well, and mood swings that I didn't even know who I was sometimes. And oh my goodness, the hot flashes were also later, and those were brutal. And the night sweats were changing my night clothes maybe 3, 4 times a night. That was just so disruptive to sleep that's already wasn't even there to begin with, right? And then also in my perimenopausal phase, I developed fibrocystic breast tissues. And I knew this from doing sonograms and mammograms. This went on for about 10 years. My gynecologist recommended that I see a breast specialist. So I was seeing a breast specialist every 6 months, like clockwork. And she was sending me to do sonograms every 6 months. In addition, I was doing mammograms sometimes, depending. They would alternate. And after going through this for, oh my God, almost 10 years, I was starting to learn more about holistic health. I was starting to understand that, well, the radiation that I was putting my body through was not optimal and was not good for me or going to be good for me in the long run. And so I went out on a quest trying to figure out, what can I do for myself? Is there another way besides doing all these sonograms? And more importantly, how do I get to the root cause of my fibrocystic breast? Because I was deemed to be high risk and a candidate for cancer, because of these fibroids that are in my breast. And they took over these cysts rather that were in my breast because they moved from, well, actually, they took over both breasts. It was in one first, and every time I went back to do a checkup, there was a new cyst. And then this was very devastating for me because no one could tell me what I should or shouldn't do. I just got no answers at all, and it was very frustrating. Even my radiologist told me it had nothing to do with hormones. And once I learned better, I was like, I can't believe she is telling me this. Um, and so I just wasn't sure. So I had to kind of go out on my own and do my own investigation and my own research. And that was very frustrating for me because to think about it, a woman in your 30s, 40s, that any day you might get a diagnosis for cancer because of all these cysts that are in your breast, and no one can give you an answer in terms of what you can do to help yourself. That was very scary. That was a nightmare. I had 2 kids that I needed to live for, and I love life, right? I'm not trying to check out. Not that cancer is always a death sentence, because our technology and medicine has come so far and so many women have survived. But I don't know. I don't want to go through that. If I could do something to get rid of these cysts in my breast so that I don't remain at a high risk stage, that was really my quest. And I went on that journey. I took that journey, and that journey took me a couple of years to really figure out what I needed to do. First of all, what was happening? And what I discovered, of course, by now, it's there are a lot of hormonal changes that are happening in our bodies. Between the ages of 35 up through 60, a ton of hormonal changes. I was going through perimenopause and didn't even know that. All these estrogen dominance, that was one of the things that I had. Progesterone was out of balance, right? And so testosterone was also out of balance, even though we have less than men, that was also out of balance. And so didn't even know what was happening. And so when all of this became light to me, it was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm learning all of this. How many other women are out there that are going through these struggles today, not sure what's going on, not getting any answers? And I'm able to help myself. And so today I have to say I did make, just to kind of go back a little bit of what I did, had to make a lot of lifestyle changes, particularly to my diet. Had to add a lot of supplements that I wasn't taking before, and had to just make some changes in my life about certain things. I had to address my stress. I had to find ways to mitigate that, because life is made up of stress, right? But we can manage it. Had to do all of that. And I have to tell you, today I'm in my 50s, my early 50s, but I feel like I'm in my 30s, honestly. I am bursting with energy. I work out 3 to 4 times a week, and I get a full night's sleep. I get a full night's sleep, at least 7 to 8 hours sleep at night. And I know the food and stress triggers that create my fatigue and bloating and mood swings. And I know if I land, when I slide off and start doing those things, the symptoms starts to reappear. So I'm so in tune with what to do and what not to do in order to keep my hormones balanced now. And so I've been teaching women for the last couple of years about how to handle, how to manage their hormones in order to alleviate their symptoms that they're having. And it's not that complicated. It really isn't. And so I am talking to you today. I'm making this video. I think I've maybe posted this in writing before, but I wanted to make this video today to share with you that if you are going through either perimenopause or menopause and you are feeling any of these symptoms, low energy, bloating, mood swings, hot flashes, night sweats, and weight gain, especially around the midsection, right? And a lot of that is hormonal driven. The estrogen and cortisol, big factor when it comes to belly fat, right? So taking control of those. So what I'm urging you, don't give up, right? There is hope, and there are things that you can do besides medications. I've done it, right? I am proof that it can be done. It took me a while, but I did it. And now I know I have a path, a roadmap, a blueprint really, that I'm teaching other women what they need to do in order to achieve this hormonal balance so they can get rid of the symptoms that they're having. So I'm urging you, don't give up. If you leave me a message, leave me a comment, tell me what you're struggling with. And I'm gonna be doing some tips that you can start doing if you're not doing this already. And I know many women are out there probably saying, you know what, I eat well, I exercise, I do all these things, and yet, particularly with the weight, I can't lose the weight. What am I supposed to do? And again, if your hormones are not in balance, weight loss is going to be very difficult, right? That's the first thing. So the first plan of action is really to know which hormones are out of balance and really get them in check. All right, so that's all I'm going to leave you with today. It's Dion, and see you in my next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.